Hey Sweaty, welcome back to the channel. My name is TSOL Games, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Tim Drake Robin from the Batman. There's several different Robins, and we've already covered how to make Dick Grayson's Robin, which is Nightwing. I'm going to show you guys how to do Tim Drake Robin, and he also has a few different versions actually. This one's actually kind of versatile. I really like this one. Before we get going, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you can be alerted when I go live. I do go live with subscribers all the time, and I'd love to play with you sometime too. If you want to support me, don't forget you can use code TSOL Games in the Fortnite item shop whenever you make a purchase or buy a battle pass. Really helps me out, guys, and I really appreciate it. We're going to use the Hunter superhero skin. We're going to use the Emote cape. This one I think is a very critical element of this suit, so if you don't have this one, you should pick this one up. The Air Nomad staff. There's several options that are good, but this one's the one we're using. The Deathstroke destroyer. If you have this one, there's also another one that works really well for this, so don't worry if you don't have this one. The drone drop, I think, is a great contrail for this one. And then I've got a bunch of emotes I'll show you guys at the end. This is just the quick zip through, and if you want, I'm going to show you guys the walkthrough on how to build this. So stick around with me. If you guys are content to just see the general items, then here you go. That's the quick version so you guys can build it for yourselves and not have to waste time. But if you guys do want to join me in the build, I'll show you guys right now how to do it. Let me just reset the build for us. All right, let's reset the build and build it out. So we're starting from scratch. Let's go ahead and edit the styles. So the cool thing about this Robin is that there's actually a lot of ways you can do this, and it comes out really good in each of these different ways. So normally we're kind of locked to just one style, but there's actually 3 suit patterns you can use that are really good. For all 3 of them, I recommend you use hairstyle A because the other ones don't really get dark enough like his black hair. He has black hair, and so these 2 styles, even when you do the hair color tint to black, which I'm going to do right now, it doesn't darken the hair very much on styles B and C. So I go with hairstyle A. This one just is the darkest one. Hairstyle tint black does help just a little bit. We're going to go eye mask on, belt on, accessory color to black, and I'm doing this one out of order because I want to show you how they look with the different suit patterns. Okay, go to the color scheme here. We're going to change the secondary color to bright red, and we're going to change that to metallic. Primary color now we can change to black, primary color being black, metallic. You can keep them both metallic. It actually looks really, really cool. If you want it to have a little bit more of a bright and vibrant look, you can choose any of these 3. You can choose cloth, which I think looks really good. It gives it a really full red color. You could choose the spandex, which gives it a nice like flat kind of matte look, or you could choose the plastic if you want it to have a little bit more of an armory pattern. So it's just up to you. Metallic even looks great. So I think all of these are good choices. And this is a really fun thing about this particular build. I know a lot of the other ones, guys, I show you, okay, this is the best way to do this because it makes the colors work the best. But no, in this one with Robin, you can actually choose any of these materials and they all look great. I would say keep this black material metal. It gives it the darkest look and the most kind of armory look. It gives it the shimmery look for the gloves and the boots. And I think that's important to have for Robin. So now that we have the colors set up, make sure to choose a sticker that's either A, empty, or B, has yellow. So you want to choose like either like the Ace of Clubs, the Barb BQ. You could choose the Danger Skull. The one that I choose for mine is the Toxic symbol. Robin's logo is kind of like an off-kilter R. It's not a perfectly straight up R. It looks like it's an italics almost. It's leaning to the right, and this triangle pattern kind of gives it that same kind of look where the yellow R is not straight on. And so that's kind of what I do with the toxic symbol here. It's the right colors. It's kind of at an angle because it's a triangle. This one works the best for me. I really like using this one. Plus it's more fun just having the toxic symbol anyway. So it works all together for me. You could even do like the GG. That works just great. I wanted to show you guys before we move on that this one right here, the dynamic suit pattern, is the one that I choose. This is my personal preference, but there are 2 others that work just fine as well. You could do the stalwart suit pattern, and this one has a good look for it with the gloves and the boots being very defined, and then the underwear pattern. Depending on which like costume set you're doing for Tim Drake, some of his costume patterns have the underwear pattern, and that could be an important detail for you depending on how you appreciate Tim Drake. For me, it's not as important. Some of the iterations I have like have straight black pants. Others are not so straightforward. Some of them have green pants, you know, like, so it's up to you. We're going with a suit style that does not have green in it, so it doesn't matter to me. One thing you can do is choose the Intrepid pattern, and this one also has mostly black boots, mostly black gloves, where like the hand part is black, and then the top over the shoulders is all black. That's one of the reasons why I like the dynamic pattern, is because it makes our cape look like it wraps around the neck. And that's something that's really iconic for Robin, is having a cape that wraps around the neck section. So I know I'm spending a lot of time explaining this, guys, but it's because there's reasons why Stalwart works and there's reasons why Stalwart doesn't, why Dynamic works, why Dynamic doesn't, why Intrepid works, and why Intrepid doesn't. So I think that really good choices would be Intrepid and Dynamic, with a close second going to Stalwart. So the one that I like the best is the Dynamic, and I'm going to just do the rest of the build like this so I can show you. So for the eye effects, let's go ahead and choose white and no effects on. We just keep it just like this. Make sure accessories is set to black, and then skin tint normal, hair tint black. That is our Robin build. So we're done. I spent a little extra time there explaining that because there's some liberties you can take with the different suit patterns and then the pattern styles. Now, one thing that really helps to sell the character is making sure you have a good cape. You want to find one that's yellow. Most of the time you see Robin, you're actually looking at the underside of his cape, not the back. You see a little bit of the back over the shoulder, and we can kind of imitate this using the Emote cape. The Emote cape gives us two different color styles. I haven't found any other cape that works for Robin, to be honest. So like for this one, I think the Emote cape is actually quite important. I don't know of any other back blings that do a good job with this. So you can do a black cape if you want, but the thing is like you lose out on the yellow that's on the underside. And then there's not a lot of yellow on the Robin. If you do a yellow cape with a black topper, just like that, it looks like the black on the shoulders is part of the cape. It kind of connects the cape to the shoulders. Whenever you see Robin from the front, you're seeing yellow on the backdrop. That's actually an artistic choice to make sure that you can see the outline of the character. It's also iconic for his color scheme. I think it's more important to have the yellow cape on both sides than it is to have the black on the back, because it feels way less Robin seeing the black on the back than it does to see the yellow on the front. I make sure to go sticker empty, and then on this one I go primary yellow, secondary black. To me, that's the best way to do Tim Drake Robin. For the pickaxe, Tim Drake's weapon of choice is a staff. And so there's several options that we can do. I think the best one here is going to be one of two choices. Donnie's bow staff from the TMNT set in Chapter 5 Season 1 is fantastic. It also has an excellent animation style that when you pull out your pickaxe, it does this epic twirl. So like if I switch into it, you can see right here, he does this like sick twirl, and it does that when you're running, jumping, sliding, and you just pull out your pickaxe at random. That is a really fun thing to see all the time when you're playing as Tim Drake, because it just makes it look like a martial arts master. There is another one that also works great. It's the Air Nomad staff from Chapter 5 Season 2. Both of these are in the Chapter 5 sets. If you have this one, it's a little bit more of a neutral color, and I think this one works really well for him too. So this is actually my favorite choice for him, but you can choose whatever you like. There's also the Electro staff from the Star Wars original trilogy set, the Ahsoka staff. There's several staffs, Blade, Arya. If you have one that has like an object on the end of it, he uses a bow staff. So if you find one that's a little bit more narrow, that's a better choice. The Cubic Scepter is okay. There's several spears that can work, like the Immortal War Doro, the Hunter's Reach. There's even this one, which I chose for the Nightwing set, the Electrostatic Impactor. So take your pick. I do think that Donnie's bow staff is the second best, and the best one, in my opinion, would be like the Air Nomad staff. For the glider, there's actually two choices that I really, really like for Robin. Best one is the Deathstroke Destroyer from the Batman 0 Point set. A good second option would be the Exo Glider, but one that emulates the Deathstroke Destroyer really well, but isn't part of that set here, would be this one. So this one is called Flight Risk. It's the Maverick Mastermind set from Chapter 4, Season 4. And it has the Deathstroke / kind of Robin-y colors. I really love this one. It even looks like it has a Robin symbol on the top. It's the second color style option for Flight Risk. The first one's green and white, and the second one is this like dark gray and orange. This is a really good choice for Robin. It's got that Robin, that bird-a-rang look, and I really love this one. If you don't have the Batman or Deathstroke gliders, the next best one would be, in my opinion, the Flight Risk. There is one more that I think is a good one, and that's the Polysynth Kite. This one, the main color scheme is just blue and black, which seems a little bit more Dick Grayson, Nightwing, as opposed to Tim Drake, but still another good option, just in case you don't have the other ones. For the Contrail, there is specifically one I think is a great choice, and one that I think is a close second. So let me go ahead and show you the close second first. The close second would be the Wicked Wings. This one just makes it feel very Batman because the bats are rising up out of this portal. Coming up from the bottom of it is birds, and the Psionic Eclipse set has, from Chapter 4, Season 4, introduced to us Contrail that has both birds and bats in the same exact Contrail. So this one to me is a great one. If you want one that just showcases him in the streets, again, the taillights one is great, and it actually has color matching. It's yellow with red. Looks like he's jamming through the streets to fight some crime. I love this one. If you just want colors to be the theme, you could do like Shardfall with either red or yellow, and I think the yellow one looks the coolest. So that's an option too. But the best one, guys, has to be this one, the drone drop. It has a bird falling through the sky, and that's very symbolic of him being Robin, flying and descending down into Gotham. It's pretty cool, guys. So the Intrepid Scoundrel set, Chapter 4, Season 3, I think is the best choice. That is pretty much it. That's our build for Tim Drake Robin. Now, I do have something special for you guys who stuck around. I have a whole locker of emotes I think works really well for Tim Drake, the bat signal being the first one, if you have it. The second would be the Aracrobatics from the Spider-Gwen set. The third one would be the Ninja Stance Donnie with the staff, and this one is really cool because he starts like twirling the staff after a few seconds. Really good one for Tim Drake. Another one would be the Shuriken Spinner, just showing off his little birdarangs. There's also the Boneless, because you got to flap those wings if you're being a Robin. Tim Drake's also a master detective, and so I think that this one is a really funny one. The Egg Drop Scoop from the Easter set is super funny because he's looking for eggs. He keeps finding the same one over and over because there's a hole in the basket. This one's just really funny. Play off of the idea that he's the world's second greatest detective, possibly even the first greatest. And the Hero's Beacon. If you have the toxic symbol employed, then this one becomes way more fun. So like if you win a game or sweat on someone, clipped somebody, you can throw this one up, and it's just funny, really funny. So I like doing that one, the Hero's Beacon, and I hope you guys enjoy. That's basically Robin. You guys are done. You like that? This one you can get really creative with. I have several other Robins that I can make. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I've got a lot more of these tutorials, and if there is a character you haven't seen me do yet, you don't know how to do yet, and you want to see me try, go ahead and write that in the comments. And make sure to smash the like button, click subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can be alerted when I go live, because I go live all the time and I play with subscribers all the time, and I'd love to play with you sometime. Use code TSOL Games in the Fortnite item shop when you make a purchase or buy a battle pass. It helps me out every single time you do that, so I appreciate it. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you sweaties next time right here on TSOL Games.